Hey guys, Deadly Black Guy here, chilling with my three friends, Penny, Chip, and Napkin, all the way in the front. And today I'm going to teach you guys all the armor stuff and basically what all the numbers mean. If you're ever confused about it, I'll explain everything in this video. And basically the armor system. So the way the game works is there are 7 elements, including like neutral, which is what I'm wearing right now. That's why there's no plus 25 or negative 25 right next to the number. But if I were to put on the element, it has a plus 25, negative 25. So neutral gear doesn't have a plus 25 or negative 25. So if you ever just want to experience the game without really worrying about stats and stuff, or try to get the best gear or stuff like that for the specific behemoths, just go in there with neutral, and neutral gear can carry you through the entire game. Honestly, you just gotta upgrade it and get more resistance. So neutral gear is just like, a good all around if you don't know what gear to put on, but I'll be explaining that here. So they all share the 6 other elements, they all share the same like system. So as you can see, plus 25 fire, negative 25 water. This is a fire helmet. Plus 25 water and minus 25 fire. Plus 25 lightning, minus 25 earth, and plus 25 earth, minus 25 lightning. The 2 other ones, the 4 I just explained, is fire, water, earth, and lightning. The 2 others are light and dark, but they go by the names radiant and umbral. As you guys can see right here, radiant and umbral. But the system I'm about to explain affects radiant and umbral too. So the way they do it in pairs, but neutral is by itself, and blaze and frost are connected, shock and terror are connected, and radiant and umbral are connected. So the way it works is fire gear. When you put on fire gear, fire behemoths do less damage to you. So this is the fire gear, as you can see, plus 25 fire resistance. That's very important, plus 25 resistance. And when we move over to frost gear, frost has plus 25 resistance to frost behemoths and minus 25 resistance to fire behemoths. Same thing for lightning and earth. This is a lightning helmet, so this has plus 25 resistance to lightning behemoths and minus 25 resistance to earth behemoths. So you will use this for a lightning behemoth. Oops. And same goes for a earth helmet right here. So this affects all your armor right here. This doesn't affect your weapon. It does, but it's a different system. I'll explain that in a second. So if I ever went against a earth behemoth, I will put on full earth gear. But for the sake of most of my videos, I put on neutral gear to put it into retrospect of the actual boss. And your lantern doesn't really affect your defense unless it has like a unless you have like a modification for it. It's right here. Grants flat lantern charge every time I hit the boss, or my lantern gives me 250 shield every time when I click it for 6 seconds, and when I hold it, it deals 900 damage. It deals 900 terror damage to all nearby enemies for 10 seconds. And these are my other ones that I don't really use. So now that armor and your lantern is explained, the modifications don't affect your they affect your gameplay. As you can see, increase max health on the left, that's the one I'm wearing, and protects against shock status, but it's just like a bonus. But your main gear is really what you want to gear up for. So your weapon is a little different. Your weapon um, what your weapon does is, as you can see, this is a neutral weapon. It doesn't do more damage to any behemoths, and it doesn't do less damage to any behemoths. So this would be great for just, you know, any type of behemoth. But if I were to put on a frost weapon, see, it doesn't have a minus, but it does have a plus. See, what this means is, as I said before, fire and the water behemoths are basically connected. So I will use a fire weapon for a frost behemoth, because I would do more damage to a frost behemoth with a fire weapon. Because if you hit a fire behemoth with a fire weapon, that will do less damage when you really think about it. And if I was fighting a frost behemoth, if I was fighting a fire behemoth, I would put on a frost weapon because it does more damage. As I said before, it's all connected. It's fire and water. And if I was fighting let's say a lightning behemoth, I would put on a Terra weapon because it does more damage to lightning. And if I was fighting a Terra behemoth, I would put on a lightning weapon. As you can see, it does more damage. There's actually a system, a list, if you guys don't know. As you can see on the right, it says element guide, and what this element guide does is basically just teaches you everything I just taught you, but in 4 pictures. So if I was fighting this weapon, as I said before, I would put on a frost weapon because the damage is going up, and if I had on a fire weapon, the damage will go down. But if I had on blaze armor, I would take less damage. But if I had on frost armor, I would take more damage. As you guys can see, this is all effective for. This is basically the fire list, but reversed. So I would wear a blaze weapon. I would use a blaze weapon for a frost behemoth. I would use a Terra weapon for a lightning behemoth, and I will use a lightning weapon for a Terra behemoth. Same thing goes for radiant and umbral. As you guys can see, umbral weapons do more damage to these radiant behemoths, and I will wear radiant armor, and I would use a radiant weapon for the umbrals and wear umbral armor. So that's why I recommend using neutral armor, because let's say you just started off the game and you only have blaze and frost weapon. You only have blaze and frost unlocked, and let's say you just unlocked Terra and shock. I would put on, neutral gear just to go in there and actually get the gear, so and actually get the gear with neutral gear, and then I can gear up, and then I can fight these behemoths on an equal level. It's going to be hard when you have on neutral gear because you don't have the extra defenses, but you can you'll manage with neutral gear. Now, because almost left this out, because fire and ice are connected, lightning and fire are not connected. So if I went in with a fire gear and I fought a lightning behemoth and I went in with full fire gear, none of the plus 25s would matter. It would just be like I'm wearing neutral gear. If I got anything wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below. I'd love to learn more from the veterans of this game because I know it's been out a little longer. So if you guys are wondering how I got my fire set, I made a video on it. If you guys want to learn how to get this set, I'll put it in the description below to help you guys get it. If you guys like the video, please leave a like. If you guys want to see more Dauntless videos, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. Thank you, and I'm out.